Yo, what is up, everybody? Rosy the Rascal 15. Look at Dante giving you that death stare. And today, I am checking out.
Devil May Cry HD Collection.
You heard the lady. Devil May Cry HD Collection. Why'd she say it like that? Sounds like a sex phone hotline or some shit. It's like a commercial for like Brazzers or something. Okay, look, I'll stop. Listen, everyone. What's up? I'm Rosy the Rascal 15. Today I am checking out Devil May Cry HD Collection. This released on actually a lot of consoles. This actually originally released on PlayStation 3, Xbox 360 back in the day. And then later on it got a PC port, and it's also available on PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and this collection is on the Nintendo Switch, but it's not done in a trilogy. In fact, Nintendo Switch, you guys got the best, you guys got the best bargain when it came to getting these games on your console, because you can get Devil May Cry 1, Devil May Cry 2, and Devil May Cry 3 Dante's Awakening Special Edition individually on the Nintendo Switch. I don't know how much they cost. I think they're like 20 bucks or 15 bucks each on Nintendo Switch, but I like the fact that you have the option of picking which Devil May Cry game you want to play. That's really awesome. I'm a little envious that Nintendo Switch owners got that. And not only that, but Nintendo Switch owners got to play the best version of Devil May Cry 3, because Devil May Cry 3 on the Switch has exclusive features on the Nintendo Switch, like being able to switch styles with Dante, kind of like how he has the ability to switch styles in Devil May Cry 4 and 5. And it has a co-op mode, only for the Bloody Palace mode, so that's pretty fucking cool. And of course it's portable, you can take it wherever you want, unless you have a Steam Deck. In that case, plus you can play wherever. Listen everybody, why am I checking out Devil May Cry HD Collection? Simple. Because Lady is waifu, and everybody has a crush on her. Enough said. I'm kidding, no, but yeah, just kidding though, but Lady is pretty attractive though. Devil May Cry is a freaking great action hack and slash series. I pretty much like most of the games in the series. I say I like most of the games in the series because, well, there's just only one game in this whole series that I'm like, you know what, honestly, I don't really like this one. But listen, my thoughts on the Devil May Cry series. Devil May Cry 1 has aged a bit, yes. The biggest problem with this game is that there are things about it that do feel a little outdated. Obviously, the voice acting is a little bit cringe now. It's very bad. You know, it reminds me a lot of the old school Resident Evil games. In fact, Devil May Cry 1 was going to be Resident Evil 4. If you guys know, the history of Devil May Cry was that it was going to be Resident Evil 4, but got canceled and turned into this game. Long story short, that was supposed to be Leon S. Kennedy in this game, but they changed it to Dante. So pretty cool. But if you didn't know, you didn't know. Well, now you know. Devil May Cry 1, I still think it's a classic. I love the soundtrack. I love the tone. I like that it has a dark, eerie, gothic tone. It kind of reminds me a lot of like Castlevania. Very dark, very eerie. Love even the song you're hearing, the main menu song here, this eerie ass song. This is actually the song from Devil May Cry 1. Soundtrack's great. It actually has my favorite soundtrack in the entire series. Well, besides Devil May Cry 5, because Devil May Cry 5 soundtrack is fucking awesome, dude. I love that soundtrack so much, especially Virgil's theme in Devil May Cry 5. Yeah, classic Devil May Cry 1. Still a fun game. Again, has aged in some area. Obviously, the graphics are a little outdated, but the game's atmosphere, the music, and the gameplay is still surprisingly still fun. Although the gameplay is a little simplistic by today's standards, still a fun game. I still like it. Honestly, I would give the first Devil May Cry like a solid like 8 out of 10. Maybe an 8.5, but that's me being a little too nice. I think it really deserves like an 8 out of 10. Devil May Cry 2. Oh man, where do I begin with this one? First of all, let me go on a nice note and say what I like about this game. One, it has one of my favorite Dante designs in the entire franchise. I love his look. Look at him in that picture there. Look at him. He looks awesome. I like the devil trigger for him in this game. He has literally the greatest devil trigger design in the entire franchise. I also like the game kind of kept up like that dark gothic tone. Honestly, this would be like the last Devil May Cry game to have like that dark, eerie, vampire, Castlevania type of tone, because Devil May Cry 3 kind of went for more like a steampunk vibe, especially Devil May Cry 4 and 5. They went full on steampunk, which sadly these first two games kind of had more of like a Dracula, vampire, old school horror, gothic vibe, which I kind of sorely missed the series having, but oh well, you know, had to change its tone eventually. So I like that about Devil May Cry 2. I like the fact that there's multiple characters in this game. You can play as Lady. You can play as Trish from Devil May Cry 1 and a brand new character called Lucia. In fact, let me go ahead and click this real quick. There she is, Lucia. I wish she would make a return in the series, honestly. I think she's a great character that unfortunately got to be in what I consider to be a very disappointing game. And other positives, I like the fact that you can actually switch weapons during combat. I like the fact this game introduced the Bloody Palace mode. There's a lot of good things this game introduced. Keyword, there's a lot of good things this game introduced. There's a lot of things this game doesn't do well in execution. That's my biggest problem with Devil May Cry 2. This is what I consider to be one of the most disappointing sequels Capcom has ever made. And keep in mind, I played Resident Evil 6, and that's also another disappointing sequel. And I've also played Mega Man X7. This one still fucking hurts to this day. Devil May Cry 2 is a really disappointing sequel. It's not a bad game, because there are things I can have fun with it. The game is still somewhat fun, but the combat is really dull. It's not fun. It's not deep. If anything, the combat's worse than Devil May Cry 1's combat. I don't like the fact that the game's AI is brain dead stupid. Seriously, even if you put this game on hard mode, the AI is dumb. Holy shit, the AI is dumb. Also, the game doesn't let you... The game automatically locks onto enemies without you having to lock... Like, the game will lock on enemies, even though every other Devil May Cry game lets you lock on enemies by holding a button. And another thing, the game just made Dante overly serious. Now, I know this game's supposed to be an older Dante, and some people say, well, it's Dante at the end of his ropes, you know, he's already, like, grown up, he's tired, he's not making jokes. But that's what makes it so dull. It's just a dull Devil May Cry game. Dante's boring, and I'll tell you what, this game's biggest problem is that it's a fucking boring game. Honestly, when I play this game, I fall asleep every time I play it. It's just dull. But again, it has its fans. It has its fans. Also, the boss battles are dog shit. This game is just... It's not that fun of a game. Okay, listen, everyone. This game's disappointing. Honestly, on a scale of 1 to 10, and this is me being really freaking nice. I'm being extremely kind. I would give this game like a 5 out of 10. That's me being really freaking nice. Honestly, I want to give this game like a 3 out of 10, but I think that's too fucking harsh, but it's a 5 out of 10 game for me. Easily, without a doubt, the worst Devil May Cry game in the whole franchise. Easily, and yes, that's including the DMC reboot, which I'll tell you what I think of that game in a bit, but for now, let's go into Devil May Cry 3. Specifically the Special Edition, because for those who don't know, there's actually 2 versions of Devil May Cry 3. There's Devil May Cry 3 Dante's Awakening and Devil May Cry 3 Dante's Awakening Special Edition. Thankfully, the Special Edition is the version you get in all the HD collections and the Nintendo Switch version. This game originally released just called Devil May Cry 3 Dante's Awakening. That version of the game is still really good, but however, it released in North America with the hard mode being normal, and you couldn't play as Virgil. So that version I don't recommend because, one, it's way too fucking hard. It is way too hard. And Virgil's not in the game. You can't play as him. So the Special Edition rebalanced the game. It added like continues. And you can play as Virgil, which Virgil's still one of the greatest Devil May Cry characters. I don't care what anybody says about Virgil being overpowered. Oh, Dante's older brother. Blue, he sucks, I hate him, he's such a broken character, Marvel vs. Capcom 3, Virgil sucks. Listen, to all the Virgil haters out there, my dude has literally the best theme song in the entire franchise, okay? I am the storm that is approaching, okay? That song, I don't care who you are, I don't care if you're a Virgil hater, that is still, to this day, one of the best effing theme songs to a video game character since like Sephiroth's theme from Final Fantasy VII. That shit goes hard. I mean hard. I'm like, when I hear that song, I feel like the gates of heaven are opening when I hear that song. Anyways, I'm stopped sucking Virgil's dick here. Alright, listen everyone, Devil May Cry 3. I fucking love this game. I think without a doubt this could be considered the best Devil May Cry game in the franchise. I mean, this game is amazing how well it's held up. For a game that released in 2005, literally 20 years. This game is 20 years old now. It's officially on its 20th anniversary. This game released the same year as Resident Evil 4. Can you believe that? This game released the same year as Resident Evil 4. That is insane, dude. Capcom gave us 2 bangers in the same goddamn year. That is amazing. Devil May Cry 3 literally still holds up. The only real flaw I have with the game, and this is actually me being legitimately serious, the only flaw about this game is that I think some of the enemies in this game are fucking annoying. I hate some of the enemies in this game. They're fucking terribly designed. Some of them. Not all of them. Some enemies are annoying. However, the boss battles in the game, the story to this game is actually my favorite story in the entire franchise. I fucking like that it's a prequel. It's really good. And even what's better is that this game is actually directed by the guy who made Devil May Cry 2. The only reason why he made this game, and I quote in an interview, he said, I wanted to make Devil May Cry 3 because I didn't want to be the guy known as the guy who made Devil May Cry 2. I'm not even joking. He said that in an interview. He's like, I don't want to be known as the guy, oh, I'm the guy who made Devil May Cry 2. He's like, yeah, I made Devil May Cry 2. I had to finish this game in less than 4 months. For those who don't know, Devil May Cry 2, this game was made in 4 months. And what I mean by that is that the original director got fired, and the new creator of the game, I forget who directed Devil May Cry 2, but he had to come in, finish the game in less than 4 months. So the fact this game was made in 4 months, and it came out halfway decent, I say halfway decent because Devil May Cry 2 is not a good game. That's a miracle in itself. But he directed what I consider to be one of the best fucking sequels. How one of the worst sequels is followed up by one of the best sequels is amazing. Literally the best comeback in video game history was Devil May Cry 3. Anyways, love this game. Like the fact you can play as Virgil. I love all the... Oh, this game, dude. The music's great. The combat is satisfying as hell. This is a great game, and I highly recommend it. Especially if you're on Nintendo Switch. If you had to pick one Devil May Cry game, this is the one. This is the one. The first two... Look, I still recommend you get the first one as well, but this one, for sure, you need to buy this. This needs to be on your Switch. If you have a Nintendo Switch, you're like, Rosy, should I get Devil May Cry 3? Yes. And you can skip the first two if you want, but I do recommend the first one. The second one you can skip, but the first one, yeah. So Devil May Cry 3, great game, combat's great. I could go on and on and on. Oh, and the game introduced my crush lady. Everybody has a crush on her because she's beautiful. Devil May Cry 3 gets, to me, like a solid 9.5 out of 10. I think it's a freaking phenomenal game, dude. Okay, and I know we're not, you know, we're not on here yet, but Devil May Cry 4... Okay, I don't even... Oh, man, what can I use for Devil May Cry 4? Let me see if I can use like a picture maybe. Let's just pretend we're going to look at a Devil May Cry 4 photo. Okay, let's say this is... I don't know what these pictures are. What am I looking at? Can I zoom in on these? I don't even think I could zoom in on these. Right? Can you... You can't even zoom in on the photos. That's stupid. Okay, listen. Listen, I'm just going to... I don't know. What picture do I go on? Alright, we'll just leave it on this picture, I guess. I don't... Oh, God, I love that artwork. Listen, I'm getting distracted, everyone. I'm getting distracted with the artwork. Look, I'm just going to leave it on this picture. Where is it? We'll just leave it on that photo, okay? Dante killing the giant spider from Devil May Cry 1. Devil May Cry 4, Special Edition, specifically. I consider Devil May Cry 4 to be a Devil May Cry game that had to grow on me. At first, I didn't like Devil May Cry 4, okay? At first. Back in the day when Devil May Cry 4 came out, that's another game where there's two versions of the game, because there's Devil May Cry 4 and Devil May Cry 4 Special Edition. Devil May Cry 4 is a classic game. It was one of the first Devil May Cry games a lot of my friends played. In fact, I had a best friend back in high school who's never played Devil May Cry up until the fourth one. When the game came out, I was not a fan of the fact that they changed the main character to Dante to Nero. And I was like, yo, why can't I play as Dante? Who's this Nero dude? I don't want to play as him. And he doesn't even play anything like Dante. I was so mad back in the day. Over the years, I have grown to appreciate Devil May Cry 4. It is still a very flawed game, though. I don't think it's as good as Devil May Cry 3. But Devil May Cry 4 is amazing. First of all, the game looks stunning. Absolutely stunning. As a matter of fact, I'm probably going to show a clip of the game right now. In fact, let me do that right now. I'm going to exit this game, and I'm going to show you Devil May Cry 4. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, so today, I am showing you Devil May Cry 4 Special Edition. I'm also recording this off of the PlayStation 4. I actually bought this. Actually, this was the first game I bought on my PS4. I bought this back in 2015. So this is like a 10-year-old game by now. Well, I mean, this game's 17 years old. It came out in 2008, but this version is 10 years old. It came out in 2015. Devil May Cry 4, this is a fan favorite. I mean, I think a lot of fans like this game. In fact, if you say this is your favorite Devil May Cry game, I won't get mad. Me personally, I think it's a flawed Devil May Cry game. And let me get into what I think is flawed about the game. Let me get like my negative things out of the way, and then I'll get into the positives. I haven't beaten this game, so before anyone says, "Oh, Rosy, you're not entitled to give an opinion about the game," but I'll be honest with you, I have played this game several times. I have played as Nero, Dante, Trish, Lady, and Virgil. I played like up to like mission like 15 for most of the characters, or like I played like about 10 to 15 levels per character. So I played like, realistically, I played like about 60 to 70% of the game. Listen, from what I played, this game's combat is amazing. I think it's a really damn good game. The graphics are stunning. I still think to this day, and maybe you can disagree with me, I still think this is, in my opinion, this is the prettiest Devil May Cry game. Yes, I'm even comparing that to Devil May Cry 5. Devil May Cry 5 graphically is a better game. Obviously, no shit. It's made on today's hardware off the RE engine, but in terms of art style, I love this game's art style. I think this game and Resident Evil 5 are some of the best looking games on the PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360. This game is still beautiful to look at. And I like this main menu. I like how we're looking all around the town of the Devil May Cry universe here. It's pretty cool. So let me just load the game real quick. Oh, we're going in the doors, everyone.
Devil May Cry.
So Devil May Cry 4, again, I really like this one. I like that to this day, this game still has the most playable characters in the entire franchise. Like, you can play as Nero and Dante, Virgil, and Lady and Trish, but only in the special edition. If you're playing the regular game, you can only play as Nero and Dante. If you have the special edition, which, by the way, the special edition is available on PC, PS4, Xbox One. This game is not on Switch. However, if anybody's watching this in the future, if Nintendo Switch 2 has ported this game on there or gotten like a remaster of this, you guys let me know, okay? If you're watching this in the future and you can play this on your Nintendo Switch 2, then, you know, honestly, this game needs to be on the Switch. I bet this game can run on the Switch. Why the fuck isn't this game on the Switch? Okay, listen, okay, I'm getting all like emotional thinking about the fact that people can't even play it. If Nintendo owners, listen, you have to play this one. This one's a really good Devil May Cry game. But yeah, you can play as 5 fucking characters in this game. So you're thinking, damn, this is probably the best Devil May Cry game. Rosy, how is this not better than Devil May Cry 3? There's only 2 reasons why. One, this game was rushed. For those who don't know, this game was rushed. And the game has a lot of backtracking. I don't think it's paced as well as Devil May Cry 3 or Devil May Cry 1. It is paced better than Devil May Cry 2, but let's be honest, Devil May Cry 2 wasn't all that great of a game. But yeah, Devil May Cry 4, for what it is, it's a great game. The combat is amazing. I think it's fucking great. Nero's actually a character that I warmed up to, and this might be a bit of a hot take. I actually like playing as Nero way more than Dante. Yes, I'm being genuinely serious. I hope nobody out there is going to crucify me for saying, like, what, Rosy? Why the hell do you want to play as Nero over Dante? I think Nero's a fun character. He's fun to play as. Nero's really damn fun in this game, and he's even better in Devil May Cry 5. Because in that game, he can switch his arm. His devil arms change in that game. Dante in this game, I'll be honest with you, I don't really like playing as Dante in this game. In fact, most Devil May Cry players say that this is... Well, actually, technically, Dante is really bad in Devil May Cry 2. But if we're talking Devil May Cry 3, 4, and 5... Hell, even DMC, the 2013 reboot... I don't think Dante's all that fun to play as in this game. I feel like he kind of just... I don't know. He feels like he struggles a lot compared to the other characters. Like, Virgil's really damn good in this game, okay? I don't care what game you're playing Virgil in, Devil May Cry 3, 4, and 5, Virgil's always going to be effing top tier, man. This character literally, this character just, oh, he wipes the floor, man, with every enemy in the game. He is, there's a reason why Dante kind of has, like, this hatred towards his older brother. I mean, look at him. Look at him. Don't mess with Virgil. And then we got Lady and Trish. You know, we got the gals of Devil May Cry. And I'll be honest with you, Lady and Trish, I kind of wish they came back in Devil May Cry 5 as playable characters. They are in the story mode, but they're not playable. I feel like it was a big mistake not letting them be playable characters in Devil May Cry 5. However, I'll be honest with you, and this hopefully I don't step on somebody's toes here. I don't really like playing as them all that much. I don't think they're terrible. In fact, I kind of like the fact that lady in the game, you know, her giant, I don't know what that cannon thing she has, that rocket launcher thing she has, that thing is fucking fun to use, especially when you fully charge it. It completely destroys boss battles. Like, you can take half the boss battle's health bar if you fully charge that rocket launcher. Lady's also really, Trish is really fun too, okay? Trish is really damn fun. She has like the Sword of Sparta and like, she can shoot electricity. She's really damn fun. But I'll be honest with you, I think I have the most fun in this game playing as Virgil and Nero, which is funny because they're father and son. So I enjoy playing the father and the son in this game. Sorry, Dante, Trish, and Lady, you guys are not as fun to play as those two characters. Again, just my opinion. Disagree with me if you want, everyone, okay? But yeah, no, I love this game, though. I mean, I still think to this day, this game looks stunning. In fact, let me go ahead and show you like a little bit of the game. Maybe I can show you a little bit of Lady in this game, because Lady's a fun character, okay? I really like playing as her. She's a pretty, it's a good level to show off. Like, maybe, oh, this level looks beautiful. Yeah, I'll probably show off this level. This is like one of the best looking levels in the game. Yeah, but I still think this game looks stunning. You know, it holds up really well. The fact it's 17 years old just says, like, God, like, oh, man. Also, I like the game's UI. You know, look at this game, guys. Just look at, take it in, guys. Look at this game. Look at how pretty it still looks to this day. I mean, it's stunning to look at. Look at this. Look at these graphics, man. I mean, this shit looks like a game that came out, like, maybe, like, 4 years ago or 3 years ago. I mean, come on, look at this.
Time to go to work.
Oh, sorry, guys. I probably should have given you a better angle of that. Look, watch. Like, look at Lady's taunt here. Okay, she ties her shoes, guys. Look at that. Tying her shoes. She picks up her rocket launcher. And she slaps her bakery.
Time to go to work.
Time to go to work. Alright, so let me just show you just a little bit of the gameplay here. And just a little bit. Again, this is just me showing the game's graphics. Again, I still think this game looks stunning to this day. And, oh my god. You know, Lady is a fun character to play as a kid. I like her walk. Look at her sassy walk. Look at that walk. And good god, I like her arsenal. Look at all the weapons she uses, okay? Like, she's got a shotgun. Check this shit out. Look what she can do here. Look at that! Dude, she is insanely cool. Why couldn't she be like this in the anime? I mean, why couldn't she be like this in the Netflix show, damn it? And then she's got her rocket launcher, which I'm about to demonstrate right now. Guys, look at this rocket launcher. I forget the name of the rocket launcher. I know it's got a name. But watch this, everyone. Ready? I'm going to fully charge this shit. Watch and learn. Boom! Everything gets annihilated. Come here, buddy. Yeah, but no, this game, like, again, it's fun to play as. Again, it's a great Devil May Cry game. I know, I'm sorry I'm not talking too much, everyone. But listen, Devil May Cry 4, I do recommend you play this game. How do I get out of this menu? I don't know, but listen, everyone. Devil May Cry 4, I do recommend it. Go out and get it. It's a great game. It is a flawed game. Like I said, my biggest problems with this game is that you have to backtrack.
Time to go to work.
And half of the game is you playing. When you play as another character in this game, it's you just doing the same levels. Like it's only half a game, and that's the biggest problem I have with this game. It feels like you're playing a short game, and that kind of sucks. Look, even she's stretching. Look at her. Look at Lady. Who doesn't love Lady? She's awesome. Look at her. Look at her, boys. Watch and learn. Appreciate the waifu that is Lady. I can see why a lot of people have crushes on her. Alright, listen, everyone. I'm getting distracted by Lady. Okay, so listen. Go out and get the game. This game gets an 11 out of 10 just for Lady. I'll stop. I'll stop sipping. I'll stop. Stop doing this to me, Lady. I'm going to go get a glass of water. I'm getting too thirsty seeing her. Alright, listen, everyone. Devil May Cry 4. Great game. Backtracking is the biggest problem I have with this game. Guys, she is... Okay, I gotta stop. I gotta stop! She's distracting me. Listen, I'll shut up. Lady is distracting me too much. Oh, god damn it. Oh, man. You know what? I don't know what it's up with Capcom and making some of the most attractive video game vixens of all time, alright? Capcom, you got Chun-Li, you got Morgan from Darkstalkers, you got Lady from Devil May Cry. Stop! You got to stop with your attractive video game characters. Alright, listen guys, I'll stop being thirsty, I'll go to horny jail later. Listen, Devil May Cry 4, biggest problems I have, backtracking, half of the game feels rushed, but other than that, the combat's really good. The game looks stunning, and the game is fun as hell. The combat is really damn good. Honestly, I would give this game like a solid, like, what would I give? Like an, I don't know if I want to give it like an, yeah, like an 8.5 to like a 9 out of 10. Yeah, I would say like an 8.5 or 8.75. Let's give it an 8.75. Close to a 9. Let's be in the middle. Not an 8.5, not a 9, an 8.75. It's a really damn good game. But yeah, Devil May Cry 4, I do recommend it. Great game. And let me give you my thoughts on the next Devil May Cry game. Alright everybody, here it is. The next Devil May Cry game after Devil May Cry 4. It is Devil May Cry. DMC Devil May Cry. No, it's not Run DMC. I don't know why it's called DMC Devil May Cry. I still think that name is stupid. Everybody likes to call this Devil May Cry 2013, or people call it the Devil May Cry reboot. Whatever you want to call it. This game is still to this day, actually not just in the Devil May Cry series, this is still to this day the most controversial Devil May Cry game in the whole Devil May Cry game in the franchise. This is still to this day the most controversial game in the franchise. A lot of people either love or hate this game, and I'm going to be honest with you, where do I fall? Am I going to be that person that's going to be like, oh god, Dante, the memes. I remember there was a funny meme that came out of this game called El Dante, where it's supposed to be Dante but with like a mustache, and he's dubbed in Spanish. I remember that was a meme back in the day. Listen, everybody knows how infamous this game came out. I still to this day, Angry Joe, I don't know if anybody knows who that is, but Angry Joe Show on YouTube, he did a funny ass review for this game back in the day where when he's playing this game, he puts like a Blood on the Dance Floor music video. And that's kind of what Dante reminds me of. Dante in this game looks like a lead singer from Blood on the Dance Floor. It's okay if you guys don't remember that band, but I try to forget they existed, okay? Oh, man. Those days of being emo during the 2010s was something else. Listen, everyone. All right. DMC Devil May Cry, or Devil May Cry 2013, a.k.a. the American remake of Devil May Cry. This was a soft reboot of the Devil May Cry series. They were thinking this game almost replaced Devil May Cry, and almost, hate to say it, almost killed the Devil May Cry series. What are my thoughts on this game? I know that's what you're wondering. Like, Rosy, just tell us, what do you think? Do you love it or hate it? I'm going to be honest with you. I think this is a really damn good game. Yep, I'm one of those Devil May Cry DMC people that actually like this game. I don't understand why a lot of people hate this game. Okay, yes, is it flawed? Absolutely. Well, let me talk about what it gets wrong. The things it gets wrong. One, I think this game's biggest fucking problem is that it's called Devil May Cry. This game does not feel like a Devil May Cry game. And sure, it plays like Devil May Cry, but I mean, tonally, the tone doesn't feel like a Devil May Cry game. Honestly, it doesn't really fit with the other Devil May Cry games. You could pretty much take this game out of the Devil May Cry series and you'll be like, oh yeah, that was a Devil May Cry game. It feels so tonally out of place. Again, this was an American Devil May Cry game. This is made by Ninja Theory, which are the same people that actually make the great Hellblade games. I hear those are really good. And they also made a game called back, and they called like Journey Odyssey to the West or something like that. It was like another beat 'em up game. But listen, the 2013 DMC game, I don't mind this game. In fact, I'll go as far as saying I think it's kind of underrated. I don't think it's overhated. I think this game gets way too much hate. I don't think it's a bad game. In fact, I'll go as far as saying it's fucking fun, dude. And I want to show you my favorite level in the entire game, and that's the club level in the game. I really like this level, dude. This is really awesome. And one thing cool is if you're playing the Definitive Edition, which this is available on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. This game is not on Switch, sadly. Against another Devil May Cry game that's not on Switch. One thing cool is you can switch the outfits, but listen, I'm going to leave it on the standard outfit. Get that haircut. Oh, boy. Yeah, you can also change this, which is kind of pointless. I don't know. You can change the shotgun. Who cares about this? This is stupid. But yeah, you can switch Dante's outfit. Look at that. You can look at this outfit. Oh boy. Okay, let me talk about one thing also I don't like. Dante's redesign. Yeah. I don't like his redesign. I think he looks dumb. But here's the thing. And I know what you're going to say, Rosie, what are your thoughts on Dante's character? Because obviously some people didn't like how he acts in this game. I'm going to be honest with you. And this is going to be an extremely hot take. Back in the day, I thought Dante in this game was insufferable. Now that I've gotten older, now that, you know, time has gone by, I get it now. This was a different take on Dante. In fact, this version of Dante is probably the most relatable version of Dante. I'll go as far as saying that I don't think this Dante is terrible. Now, hear me out before you guys, Devil May Cry fans, start to throw axes at me and start throwing your rebellions and you start to do your gunslingers and sword masters on me. Dante has some cringy shit in this game, okay? One of the most cringiest moments in the entire game is when the white wig falls on his head and he goes in the mirror and he goes, "Not in a million years." That right there, that right there caused so many Devil May Cry fans to get fucking worked up. Man, that pissed off the entire internet. When Dante gets a white wig that falls on him in a carnival, he looks in the mirror and he goes, "Not in a million years." That was just, oh man, that was like such a disrespect, such a dumb line. But other than that, that moment, and also there's a moment where he's telling, I was going to call him Lex Luthor. He's pretty much Lex Luthor in this game. Mundus in this game. There's a part where he's telling Mundus, this might be a small spoiler, but there's a part in the game where he's telling Mundus about killing somebody that he loved. And when he's telling Mundus how he enjoyed killing somebody he loved, and like, it's like, oh man, they make Dante a real dick at some times in this game. I get he's supposed to be kind of a, you know, an asshole, but there's times where he's a little bit unlikable. I'll be honest with you. He's a little bit unlikable at times, but other than that, I don't mind him as a character in this game. I think for the most part he's relatable. There are some funny moments with him. It's a different take on Dante. Again, it's just a different take on Dante. I think he's relatable. I think he's good.
Say the name.
I'll be honest with you. And also this character, Kat, I didn't mind her too much. I think she's another great character. I think just like Lucia in Devil May Cry 2,
the name.
I think she's kind of underrated. I hope she would come back in another game, but that's probably not going to happen because this game didn't do well with the fans. Also, Virgil in this game, I know some people didn't like what they did to Virgil.
There it is. Mundus's mistress.
And I'll be honest with you, Virgil in this game, honestly, he kind of reminds me more like Homelander from The Boys show. In fact, he even kind of looks like him a little.
Flow freely.
But I think this is a good game. Ironically, this game came out 5 years after DMC 4, and I'll be honest with you, I don't think it looks as good as Devil May Cry 4. I mean, look at this game, guys. This game came out 5 years after Devil May Cry 4, and I don't think it looks as good. Like, this isn't a bad-looking game, but I don't think it looks as good as Devil May Cry 4, let's be honest. The shit does look like a PS3 game. Like, the character models and everything does have that, like, early, like, you know, like, you could tell, like, oh, this is definitely a PS3 360 game. The characters have got that, like, old-school GTA, Saints Row look. But I love this game. I think it's underrated. It's overhated. The combat, it's really damn fun, as you can see. Look at this. Okay, you know, you can switch weapons with the triggers like that. Again, the combat is fun. Sorry if you guys can't hear me over the volume. Also, the music. The music in this game. Hold on, this game's fucking loud, guys. Hold on, I didn't realize how fucking loud this game is. Hang on, let me lower the volume, guys. Sorry. I don't want to, but I have to because it's fucking loud. Sorry, I didn't realize how damn loud it is. Here, I'll leave it at that. There you go. Okay, hopefully that's still not too loud. If it's still too loud, I'm sorry, guys. I'm just showing you a little bit of the game. But yeah, I think the combat's really fun in the game. Look at this game. The weapons are fun to use in the game. I also like the fact that you could switch all your weapons with the D-pad and the triggers. Real fun stuff. Again, the combat's really fun. It's not as deep as Devil May Cry 4 or 5's combat, but, you know, or hell, it's not even as deep as Devil May Cry 3's combat, but it's still really fun. Just messing up every human here. And then, and then, it's fun. Again, I'm actually having fun playing this game. In fact, I forgot I was recording a video while doing this. Mother. Oh, and then. You son of a bitch, get out! Hold on! Okay, I said, get out. Get out of here. Yeah, so one thing great about this Devil May Cry game is you can switch weapons on the fly, like multiple weapons. You have like a scythe in the game. Watch this. You have a scythe, you have these shurikens you can switch to. You have these flame gauntlets, and then you have this big axe. You know, you get pistols. You get a shotgun in the game. You have like this grenade launcher. And of course you have the sword, Rebellion. It's really fun. Again, the controls are really good. No complaints. In fact, I'll go as far as saying I think the controls here are the best the Devil May Cry series has to offer. Yeah, I'm being serious. This game still, to this day, I still think this is the best controlling Devil May Cry game. Now, I'm not saying the combat's better than Devil May Cry 4 or 5 or 3, but I do think the controls are actually really good. If anyone says, oh, the controls are bad or the combat isn't that good, that's debatable because for me, my money's worth, I think this game controls really damn good. Watch this, everyone. Ready? Watch this shit. And then get over here. Yeah, I love this game. I don't care what anyone says.
What brings you here? The music? The champagne sparklers? The girl?
And I'm showing you the best level in the game. The music in this level, still to this day, I've used it in so many of my videos.
Well, I would, Dante, but how can I...
But yeah, I actually don't hate this game. Again, I know it has its flaws. Obviously, the story is obviously, you know, it's not terrible, but again, it just doesn't feel like a Devil May Cry game. I know I've said that 100 times, but if you can get past that, guys, I recommend this game. If you like hack and slash games, please don't do yourself a disservice and skip this one. I still recommend you go out and play this, but just keep in mind, it's not going to feel like the other Devil May Cry games. But that does not mean it's a bad game. In fact, it's really damn good. Look at this. Oh, hell no. Hell no. You get the hell out of here. Oh, and then get out, sir. Get out. So get out of here. Eat the shuriken. Eat those shurikens. That's it. Yeah. Get over here. I'm a little rusty, I'll be honest with everyone. I haven't played this game in forever, so I might be pretty bad at combos. Oh, and then... Okay, man, according to the game, I'm doing okay. The game's like, no, you're doing great. Oh, fuck you. Get out. Oh, okay, God, this game is fun. I don't care who
You
wants
have
this.
no idea who you're dealing with, do you?
It's fun. I like this one.
Find out. Let's change things around.
But yeah, the game, graphically, I think the game doesn't look as good as Devil May Cry 4. I'm not a fan of the art style, but I do like the fact, like, the levels change like this. Look at this. And this song, dude, this is a great song.
Play your games.
Oh?
I love the club music in this level.
And you play by my rules.
Oh, wrong button. There we go. The devil has talent. That's just silly. Maybe one of these days I'll do a full playthrough of this game. I mean, you guys let me know if you guys want to see me do a full playthrough of any of the Devil May Cry games. I'd like to actually play some of these Devil May Cry games in all their entirety. But I just thought I'd share my opinion of the series. Like, because I love these games, by the way, for the most part. And I don't care what anyone says, this is the best song in the entire game. I love this club song. But yeah, listen everyone, Devil May Cry DMC, oh shit, I just fell there. No! I don't hate this one, I think this one's okay. Alright, well that's enough of that. Listen, I could go on and on about this game. But, God, this music, man. DMC Devil May Cry, honestly, the biggest problems with this game is just that it doesn't feel like a Devil May Cry game, and the story, again, it's kind of stupid. I'll be honest with you. The whole, like, the story can be summed up like this. Two brothers are going to go stop the evil Mountain Dew Company by Lex Luthor from Superman. That's the story in a nutshell. I'm being genuinely serious. That is the story, by the way. Other than that, the story not being all that great, the game's fun. The combat is great. It's really damn fun. I don't mind Dante too much. Virgil, I didn't really talk about Virgil too much, but okay, that is the one thing I do have to agree. Virgil in this game, he feels like a step backwards. I think his character being kind of like a little bit like the humans. We need to do something for the humans, Dante. Okay, they're like children. They need us. That's not Virgil. Virgil from DMC, like the actual Devil May Cry games, that Virgil, if he met this Virgil, he'd probably bitch slap him. He would be like, you lack skill. He would just go up to this Virgil and be like, you disappoint me. And he would just do judgment cut on him. But other than that, guys, DMC, I like this game. It's fun. It's really damn fun. Honestly, on a scale of 1 to 10, I don't think it's as good as Devil May Cry 4, or it's as good as Devil May Cry 3. However, I do like it more than... Actually, no, it's not as good as Devil May Cry 5 either. Okay, listen, this is probably like... For me, this is like my 4th or 3rd favorite Devil May Cry game. I think it's better than Devil May Cry 1 and 2. I don't think it's as good as 3, 4, and 5. Yeah, I would say that's kind of my ranking for that one. This one's kind of like, for me, like middle of the road. Like, not better than 1 and... No, better than 1 and 2, but not as good as 3, 4, and 5. So, yeah, I'm going to give this game like an... Yeah, like a solid 8 out of 10. I would give it an 8 out of 10, realistically. Yeah, it's not an 8.5. I don't think it's as good as Devil May Cry 4. I think Devil May Cry 4 is the better game. But listen, I'm going to give you my thoughts on the final Devil May Cry game. Yo, what's up, everyone? We're firing up the final Devil May Cry game. As of right now, this is the latest Devil May Cry game. Unless they made Devil May Cry 6 in the future, or whatever the next Devil May Cry game is, I don't know. But this is technically the latest Devil May Cry game. This is 2019's. Released on the PlayStation 4. I just got 1 gold orb for logging in. Awesome. This is available on PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and there's a special edition of this game available on PlayStation 5. I don't know if it's on Series X, the special edition, but I know it's on PS5, and also PC, I believe. But yes, today I am taking a look at 2019's. Wait for it. Wait for the title call. Wait for it. There's our boy Virgil, man. Look at him. Look at him! Running off of that RE engine. Devil May Cry 5. Yes, this game came out 11 years after Devil May Cry 4. And yes, this is technically the actual sequel to Devil May Cry 4. Yes, the DMC reboot wasn't an actual sequel to Devil May Cry 4, but it was the next Devil May Cry game. However, Capcom did a course correction. They said, we apologize for that DMC reboot, even though I really like the game. They said, we're going to give you a continuation of the actual Devil May Cry game that was made by the creators from Japan. Okay, this isn't the American Western Devil May Cry game. This is the classic Devil May Cry series that started in 2001. We're making a sequel to it. And I'm going to be honest with you guys, this game might actually be the best Devil May Cry game. For me, I still like Devil May Cry 3 just a little bit more, but Devil May Cry 5 is damn close. This is, to me, it again depends on what day. This is probably the second, or this is the best Devil May Cry game ever made. I mean that. It is effing good how good this game is. I apologize, you guys can hear my PS4 running like a jet engine. I am playing the PS4 version. There is a special edition that's on PS5, and that looks stunning. This game looks amazing. Okay, this is a very recent game. Okay, this game came out literally 6 years ago. Or you know what? Damn, it's been 6 years since this game came out. I actually bought this game when it came out back in 2019. I bought this game and RE2 Remake. Resident Evil 2 Remake came out 1 month before this game. I remember I ate good, man. I actually saved up money to get Resident Evil 2 Remake and this game, and man, when I went home, let me tell you, those were my 2 most played games of 2019. I said, man, 2019 is awesome. I can't wait for 2020. How that aged like milk when I said that back in 2019. I was like, I can't wait for 2020. I wonder what's going to happen during that year. Alright, let's get into it. So Devil May Cry 5, I think the biggest thing about this game is that this game feels the most modern. The combat is great. You can play as 4 characters in this game. Dante, Nero, Virgil, and a brand new character called V, who looks a lot like Adam Driver. I'll be honest with you. it was a big, sad disappointment that you cannot play as Trish or Lady in this game from Devil May Cry 4. Oh, I didn't even mention this, but in the DMC game, the 2013 game, you can only play as Dante and Virgil in that game. So that was kind of a big step backwards, was like not having multiple characters. Like, why couldn't we play as Cat? So this is DMC 5. And as you can see, it looks amazing. This shit looks great. Look at this game, guys. I mean, this one feels the most modern, okay? This is the first time in a Devil May Cry game you can actually control the camera wherever you want. Look at this game. Look at it. Look at the graphics. Look. They don't look like video game characters. Now they look like real-life people. That's how good this game looks. Look at Virgil. Look at him.
Show me your motivation.
And you heard him. Shink! And of course I'm going to show you Virgil because Virgil is a badass motherfucker, okay? I love Dante, but Virgil, guys. Virgil, listen. There's a reason why Virgil has a kid, okay? He probably did this. I don't know who Virgil's wife is, but he probably went up to her, did that. Like, he was at the club one day. You know, he was ordering himself like a shot of, like, I don't know. What do you think Virgil would probably drink? You know, Virgil looks like he's probably like he looks like a gin drinker. Maybe he got like vodka and gin. You know, he probably got like 2 shots, you know. They were playing his favorite, you know, Backstreet Boys song. He got there in the club, you know, he was like, this is how he strode up to the bartender. He's like, you, vodka and gin, and don't spill it. Make it a double. I'll be out of here in no time. And then, like, he's walking out of the club, right? And then all of a sudden, he bumps into, let's say that painting right there, that's his wife. Okay, that demon there, that's, that was so unintentional. I didn't know there was going to be a painting of a demon there. That's his wife, okay? Or that's going to be his future wife, okay? It's just some girl, okay? She's there dancing with her other friends. And Virgil's thinking to himself, like, shit, I was going to go home. Just have 2 drinks and go home, all right? But I'll be honest with you, the alcohol's kind of clouding my judgment. I'm thinking I should ask her out. So he approaches her, right? He makes this call, decides to approach her and her friends. Her friends are not impressed with Virgil, okay? They don't know why his hairline looks like, you know, like... The dude looks like Leslie Nielsen from back in the day, okay? I don't know why he has white hair. Or no, he looks like Christopher Walken, okay? They're like, yo, really? Look at this Christopher Walken looking dude. And he just got in this pose. He folded his arms and he said this to his future wife. This is what he said, and I quote, this is exactly what he said.
Show me your motivation.
He did that, and that's all it took for her to grab his hand, and they both went to the club, okay? They got on the dance floor, and they started dancing. That's all it took. True story, guys. That's actually Devil May Cry lore. That's how Virgil got laid that night, and that's how his son Nero was born. I'm kidding. I'll stop with that stupid explanation. But listen, everyone, this game is sick, okay? I have no complaints. This game gets my highest recommendation. Go out and get Devil May Cry 5. This game is amazing. I wish this game was on Nintendo Switch. Listen, Nintendo Switch 2, you better put this game on there, okay, damn it? Let's fight these demon bullet things. Yeah, and then... I said, get out of here. Yeah, and then... Get out of here, demon. Yeah, and then... Damn. Get over here. Come on, where are the demons at? Come on, let's go. Show me your motivation. Show me your motivation. Gee. Oh, get out. Oh, and this theme song. Listen to this. This is how Virgil got Nero into the series, okay? These were the moves he did in the dance club, okay? He literally annihilated everybody in the dance club, okay? He got his Rebellion, his Yamato, his Biowolf gauntlets. He did all those moves. That song was playing in his head. That Forsaken, I am awakened, a phoenix, ashen, dark, divine. Okay, I'll stop, guys. I'll stop being cringy, okay? But listen, he did all those moves in the dance floor.
Show me your motivation.
And that's all it took for his future wife. To see those moves, my boy Virgil got late that night. 5 years later, he finds out that he has a son. He dipped. He's like, I'm out. I'm not coming back in the series until I don't have to pay child support. So he left, disappeared, and we got Nero. Virgil, you know what you did, man, okay? Don't act like you didn't have a fun night at the club, and don't act like you didn't, you know, smash, and don't act like You didn't have to pay over like 10 to 15 years, okay? Virgil's like Kazuya from Tekken, okay? When Kazuya had Jin Kazama as a son, he wasn't there to raise his son, okay? Bad dad, okay? You're a bad dad, but you're still a badass, so I guess it evens out. Listen, everybody. Devil May Cry 5, I fucking love this game. Okay, I'll stop. This game is amazing. Honestly, I would give this game also like a 9.5 out of 10. My only real complaint about this game is when the game's over. Yeah, I don't have any real complaints. I love the game's music. The graphics is great. The combat's fun. Okay, my only real nitpick is that I don't really enjoy playing as V all that much. But other than that, yeah, I love this series. For those who don't know, I am a massive fan of Devil May Cry, if you can't already tell. And if you have to pick one Devil May Cry game, I would say Devil May Cry 3 or 5 or the original are good ones to start with. And then Devil May Cry 4 and DMC, the 2013 ones, are pretty damn good. I don't think those should be skipped, but those are more like get them if you're on the fence about the series. And Devil May Cry 2 can go to hell. I hate that game. I don't like that game. I think that game sucks. But listen, Devil May Cry, love the series, absolutely fantastic. I had a lot of fun talking with you guys about the series and my thoughts. And let me know if you guys would want to see me play more Devil May Cry on this channel, or if you'd like to see me try out the other games in the series. Maybe you can put in the comments if you'd like to see me do a full playthrough of one of them. With that being said, guys, take care, God bless, stay safe, have a happy Easter, be safe at school, be safe at work. Love your family and friends. God bless. Stay strong. Don't let the negative thoughts get to you. And in the words of Virgil, everybody,
Show me your motivation.
and show me your motivation. Take care, guys. Have a great one. Rosy, out. Devil May Cry. Fucking love the series.